Good morning, everyone. I am Rusty Junior Empathy Pie and I am your moderator. In this panel discussion, we are going to give our thoughts and opinions about the topic same-sex marriage with the help of our panelists. For our panelists, we have Marian, Pia, Joy, and Christine, and the rest will be our audience. So without further ado, let's start. Let's hear from our first panelist, Marian.
In my opinion, same-sex marriage will work for us. We're Catholics. But there's the civil code that says a man can only marry a woman. But allowing same-sex marriage would enable gays, lesbians in the Philippines marry the person they love, and would strengthen everyone's rights. From human rights perspective, broadening civil marriage to couples for the same sex demonstrates respect for the fundamental rights and non-discrimination. It should be shrined in Philippine law.
Thank you for that, Marian. And now, let's hear from our second panelist, Joy.
Yes, I agree. Because love doesn't define the concept of male to female relationship. It is for everyone and no matter what. Having a same-sex marriage is a good idea. It is your own to choose who you are going to live with the rest of your life. Maybe it is disrespectful for some of the people, but they don't your own life. It is your own decision, and who are they to judge?
That's a good point, Joy. And now, let's hear from our third panelist, Pia.
In my own point of view, we must make way for every human being irrespective of their gender. The society needs to be more inclusive of all kinds of people. It will make the world a happier place when everyone feels accepted and appreciated. However, in other countries, people do not support same-sex marriage because they think it is against of their religion. This takes away their very basic human rights. When we talk about India, we see how it is on way of process, like how it ended on Section 377, which criminalized homosexuality. In addition, same-sex marriage also gives the other people hope that they can also have a future.
That's very informative, Pia. Without further ado, let's hear from our last panelist, Christine.
Based on the research, the House of Representatives made history by approving a non-discrimination law that, if passed by the Senate, will protect LGBT people from discrimination in employment, education, health, care, housing, public services, and any areas. It should now show leadership in recognizing and advancing the rights of the same-sex couple.
Now that we already heard the different point of views of our panelists, let's give our audience a chance to ask their questions to the panelists.
Do you agree to legalize sex marriage in the Philippines?
Yes, I agree. Because people have the right to marry the person they love, not because they have the same gender.
Why same-sex marriage shouldn't be realized in the Philippines?
Same-sex marriage can be legalized in the Philippines yet because same-sex marriage would disrupt the original meaning of marriage. It shouldn't also be the end point of the Supreme Court to push the LGBT agenda, and it hinders the state in protecting the LGBT community.
Do same-sex couples make a good fit as parents?
Yes, because same-sex couples have rights to be parents. Because most of same-sex couples have most loving hearts and they can express to their children.
Same-sex marriage was civil rights, not the religious status.
Maybe, because for me, it depends on everyone's belief.
Thank you so much, panelists, and also for our audience for actively participating in our panel discussion today. We hope that our viewers have a takeaway from our panel discussion about same-sex marriage today. Thank you for listening and have a good day.
Wow! Congratulations! 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, go.
We really hope that